this will be the hinge as it sits in the truck as is. First thing you want to do is obviously open the door up, remove these two bolts. Then from there, you take a jack underneath the door, jack it up, add a couple pieces of wood. If your jack's not high enough, jack it up. That keeps the door, not all the pressure on one hinge. Next thing you need to do is get in here, and from the bottom, you can get in here and you can loosen this bottom bolt. And then from the top, you can try and get in here as well, going from the side, or going from the top here, taking this bolt out. If you can't, you can also open up the door as is, even when it's on the jack. Open the door, and if you just push your door over, you can get room in there, enough for your tool to get in there, and therefore let you get that out. So next thing you want to do is remove these bolts all together, and your last bolt will be this one. That's in the main or the front compartment of your truck, and this will slide straight down out of your truck. From there, bring it over to your vise. What I like to do, or what I did, I took a small vice grips, I clamped it on the bottom of this. The whole thing will turn. You can see the very top moving. You don't want the whole thing to turn. That's why it's seized up, and that's why it's making the noise that it's making. From there, come back in with another vice grips, hold that, and turn it, break it loose, free it up. If you need to, you can add some heat to it. You want to break it up so it starts to spin freely. I already did this one, I have to go do the other side yet, so it's spin freely. I also took some small emery cloth, bent it over, and sanded it on top, also sanded it on the very bottom, and then I sprayed the piss out of it with WD-40. And from here, you can obviously remove everything else. Now I forgot about the spring. The spring initially is in here, in between this and this, holding in. So with that, what I did is I just got in there with a pry bar, popped it out. It was no big deal. But putting it back together, what you want to do is you want to take your spring, and if you don't have the tool, you want to put it in your vise, clamp it down, get it, and be careful because it'll spring out, and it can obviously, hit you in the face or hit anything else in your shop if you don't want to wreck nothing. But what you do is you clamp it in your vise, and you can wire it shut. After you got it wired shut, you can bring it back in here, and then you can drop it in here as it's wired shut. And then now, again, be cautious because this is doing it, rigging it as opposed to doing it the correct way with the tool. You drop it back in here, and you just slowly cut the wire. You can either cut it or try and cut through with a knife, and it'll spring into place, and then that'll be good to go. And obviously you'll be able to bend it to make sure that things are obviously rolling. So, not the greatest video in the world, but hopefully it helped out.